Imagine a world where the gruff, opinionated father figure you loved to hate on TV was, in reality, the kindest soul you'd ever meet, a man who shielded his on-screen daughter from the storm of fame with a quiet, unwavering grace. At 78, one actress is finally lifting the curtain on that hidden heart, sharing stories that redefine everything we thought we knew. This is the untold side of a TV legend, and it starts with a little girl in Oregon who dreamed bigger than her broken home allowed. She arrived in Portland on a summer day in 1947, the second daughter of a skilled surgeon and his devoted wife. Life in that medical family felt like walking a tightrope, prestige on one side, pressure on the other. But when she was just 10, the ground shifted. Her father walked away, leaving her mother to hold everything together alone. Those years etched lines of quiet strength into her young soul, teaching her that love could fracture, but resilience could mend. Little did she know that inner fire would one day light up screens across America, turning personal scars into performances that touched millions. By her late teens, the pull of the spotlight grew too strong to ignore. She dipped her toes into the industry in the swinging late 60s, landing bits in variety specials that let her sparkle with quick wit and easy charm. Then came a film role that whispered promise, a tense drama where she shared scenes with a brooding icon, holding steady in the emotional crossfire. It wasn't a lead, but it was a spark. Hollywood took notice of this fresh face who could layer vulnerability with quiet power. Doors cracked open, and she stepped through, hungry for more. Television called next, wrapping her in the glow of live audiences and scripted laughs. She bounced between comedy hours, honing that gift for timing that made crowds roar. But 1971? That year changed the trajectory forever. She stepped into a family sitcom that wasn't just funny, it was a mirror to society's raw edges. As the spunky young wife caught in the crosshairs of old-school grit and new wave fire, she became the voice of a generation overnight. Her character sparred with a bellowing dad and an idealistic hubby, all while radiating a blend of sass and heart that felt achingly real. The show exploded, diving headfirst into the fights we all whispered about: prejudice, equality, the clash of eras. Critics raved, fans adored, and suddenly she was everywhere, a star, born from bold lines and even bolder truths, yet fame's shine hid sharper edges. As the series peaked through the 70s, she stretched her wings into edgier waters. Picture her in a gritty thriller, trading sitcom smiles for shadowed glances, opposite a stoic leading man and a fierce co-star. She played a woman unraveling at the seams, her performance a raw nerve that proved she could command the big screen's intensity. The movie roared to the top of the charts, cementing her as more than a TV darling. Then, in a made-for-TV gut punch, she embodied a woman trapped in silent terror bruises, hidden behind forced smiles. It was groundbreaking, forcing eyes open to the shadows in too many homes. Her quiet fury in those scenes didn't just earn nods. It sparked conversations that lingered long after the credits. But what if the real drama unfolded off camera? Hang on, because as her star rose, so did the whispers about the man who played her TV father, the one whose on-screen bluster masked a bond that would shape her forever. We'll circle back to that soon, but first, let's trace how she kept building, layer by layer. Through spin-offs and surprises that tested her grit, the 80s brought a solo spotlight, a short-lived series where her character, now a single mom forging ahead, mirrored her own unyielding spirit. It fizzled after a season, but she dusted off and dove into lighter fair game show banter that let her infectious laugh take center stage. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and she slipped into a cozy small-town tale, voicing the whirlwind neighbor with a heart as big as her stories. Fans latched on, charmed by her whirlwind energy that turned every scene into a hug. She juggled that with a sly turn as a meddling matriarch in another family comedy, proving she could pivot from era to era without missing a beat. Animation became her playground too, where her voice danced through Stone Age antics and Dino family squabbles, then soared in adventure skies and solved cartoon capers. Kids grew up giggling at her flair, while she quietly bridged worlds from live-action heat to whimsical worlds. And the stage? Oh, that was her secret thrill. She belted out tunes in a grease-fueled romance, channeling feisty fun under Broadway lights. Later, she schemed as a no-nonsense orphanage boss in A Timeless Tale, nailing the mix of bite and begrudging warmth that stole hearts. Tours followed, then steady gigs at a seaside playhouse, where she wove through love stories, musical mysteries, and fairy tale whims. By her 60s, she was still commanding stages. From sassy office rebels to sharp-tongued dowagers, each role a testament to a career that refused to dim. If this story touches your heart, please share it with someone who needs a reminder that legends are made of more than spotlights. They're forged in the quiet moments too. Amid the applause, life wove in its own plot twists. In her late 30s, she said, "I do," to a thoughtful psychiatrist in a sun-soaked ceremony, merging her whirlwind world with his steady calm. He brought structure to her chaos, a partner who saw the woman behind the roles. Their home soon echoed with a daughter's laughter, a bright-eyed girl who became her anchor. Motherhood hit like a revelation, softening edges and sharpening priorities. She poured everything into those early years, balancing red-eye shoots with bedtime stories, vowing to give her little one the unbroken home she'd craved as a child. It was pure joy, laced with the fierce protectiveness only a parent knows. But joy, like any good story, carries undercurrents. After 5 years, cracks appeared, whispers of paths diverging, hearts pulling apart. The split came in early '83, a quiet unraveling that left scars but no bitterness. She emerged stronger, a solo force raising her daughter with unwavering love, cheering her steps into healing arts that echoed her own journey. Through it all, work became her compass. More voices for the young, stages that demanded her fire, causes that called to her nurturing side. Yet, beneath the credits and curtain calls, one relationship simmered like an unsolved mystery, the tie to her TV dad that audiences adored, but few truly grasped. What secrets did they share in the wings, away from the laugh track? The answer, it turns out, is a revelation worth waiting for. Now, at 78, with the wisdom of decades settling like a soft light, she's ready to unpack it. That on-screen patriarch, the one who grumbled through every dinner table debate? He wasn't the curmudgeon we tuned in for. No, he was a gentle giant, sharp as a tack, with a soul that overflowed with care. The bluster? Pure craft. Off the set, he was the guy who'd slip you a knowing smile, the one who built walls around his kids to shield them from the industry's gales. She remembers her first days on that explosive show like yesterday, nerves jangling, scripts heavy with words that cut deep. At 24, she felt like an imposter in a revolution. But he saw her potential from the jump. "Kid," he'd say with that warm rumble, "this isn't just lines. It's a lifeline for folks watching at home." He mentored without ego, running scenes till she owned them, celebrating her wins like his own. Fame crashed in waves headlines, hate mail, the weight of representing real risks, and he'd pull her aside. "Breathe, darlin'. The noise fades. The truth sticks." His humor was the glue, two endless tailies that cracked up the crew mid-take, turning tension into family lore. How did a man who voiced such outdated fire become her fiercest ally? Stay with me? The layers peel back even deeper. He championed the women around him with a reverence that flipped the script. His character might have barked orders, but the actor? He listened, amplified, treated every voice like gold. She recalls late-night chats where he'd praise her co-star's grace or nudge her ideas into the writer's room. It infused the show with something electric flaws we forgave because humanity bled through. But life tested him cruelly. In '95, grief hollowed him out. The sudden loss of his only son, a blow that echoed her own childhood fractures. She watched him soldier on, eyes shadowed but spirit unbroken. Even then, he'd call check-ins laced with that trademark wit, reminding her and himself that light pierces the darkest reels. What if one conversation could rewrite a legacy? That's the quiet power she holds now, at an age where reflections feel like revelations. She's sharing not to rewrite history, but to illuminate the man, devoted husband, justice seeker, the dad who off-screen hugged tighter than any scene demanded. He taught her courage in chaos, roots in the rush, laughter as armor. He made me believe I could carry the weight, she says, voice catching on the edge of tears. In his shadow, she found her stride, not just as a performer, but as a woman who bends but never breaks. And so, as the years stack like well-worn scripts, her story circles back to that unbreakable thread, a father's love that transcended the page. It's a reminder that our icons are flesh and fire, their greatest roles played in the unscripted hours. If her words stir something in you, the ache of lost chances, the glow of quiet heroes hit that like button, subscribe for more tailies that hit home, and share this with a friend. Because stories like these, they don't just entertain, they heal.